Return of the Crystalline. Return of the Crystalline. So this is going to be a slightly different crystal video. I've just noticed that picture at the back gives it away a bit. Yeah, I want to talk about other races, because other people don't really seem to talk about other races, and it's no secret that there's supposed to be a mix of hybrid reptilians, hybrid felines, hybrid bird races, greys, Andromedans, Pleiadians, Orions, Sirians, from different systems around the universe. On Earth, there seems to be a lot of conspiracy stories, especially concerning a lot of the reptilian races. I'm not really interested in talking about that. But what I will talk about is Nibiru, because it irritates me, this myth about gold, that everybody assumes that these reptilian beings have been stealing gold to make jewels and live in palaces and make money, right? I don't know what people's stance is on Nibiru, but the little I do know myself is that it's a bioorganic planet ship, and that the atmosphere sustains life for all of the life and the beings upon that planet by using gold, maybe monatomic gold, I don't know, in the atmosphere, spraying the atmosphere, and thus keeping the population safe. In a weird parallel, it could actually be talking about planet Earth. So that's what they do. They're not in it for glory. They're not in it for vanity. They're not going around hogging piles of gold so that people suffer and die. They're doing that because people's lives depend upon it. Which I think, for me, dispels a lot of the myths and the rubbish that's on the internet that goes around about reptilians doing this, blah, 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 blah. I should imagine that a few of them are quite angry towards humans, and some humans, because let's be honest, some humans are pretty despicable towards reptilians. I've gone through this process myself a good few years ago now, but you just have to face the fear, realise, well, what is it that I'm so racist and fearful about? And you realise that the fears are processes within me. Nothing to do with reptilians or cats or birds or anything. So, yeah, with that in mind, so then the question is, okay, so with all of that history, with all of that Anunnaki, with Egypt, with Babylon, with Sumer, with South America, Antarctica, and other planets as well, of course, with all of that, is it not obvious that it was never about, a big pile of gold and killing and controlling people? Yeah, sure, there's agendas that go along, but the way people make out like it's, like it's a rigged game. The reason I'm saying this is because more recently, it has become a bit of a rigged game on Earth. There are people that make sure that they get the best jobs, have the best universities, have the best education, have the best books. Yeah, and they go through life not only almost abusing the laws, really, but just taking advantage of it and manipulating it for their own good. So, I'm one of these people at the bottom. For my last 10 years, I've detoxed from some very hard medications, Valium, opium. I was homeless on the streets of Chichester for 5 years, trying to sort myself out. I did sort myself out. I did get completely clean. But what happens is that there's a lot of people within my government, within other governments around the earth, who basically don't want people to ascend. That's what this conspiracy theory rubbish is all about. There's no such thing as a conspiracy theory. There are only facts, ideas, things that are. Everything is. There is nothing that isn't, So yeah, there's a big agenda going on using tech giants. You can see the tech war going on between China and America at the moment, and Russia, Bit worrying really, because I don't know, I don't obviously know anything about that. So it worries me that these people can just basically do what they want. I have a big issue at the moment with people who don't disclose their spiritual identity, who feel that they have to go through life hiding. I questioned a friend the other day about people that tend to follow Lucifer, and he responded quite quickly, and probably quite rightly, that for hundreds of years people that are interested in geometry and things like that would have been classed a witch. Good point, fair point as well. But if something or someone represents love, why would you hide it? Why would you have to have a secret? There are no secrets to infinity. There are no secrets. All is seen, all is available. The only thing you've got to do is to stop, to look inside of you, and to find the answers that you know exist. That's all it is. It's just making peace with yourself. We never change the world. All we can change is our own world and how we interact with it. So yes, there are people out there at the moment that will play insidious games with people to try and stop them from engaging in society. I'm one of these people. I'm kept on sickness benefits because of my various issues. I don't get any access to medication. I don't have a psychiatrist. I don't even have a doctor at the moment, because these people push you out of the system more and more, which is why my only outlet at the moment is making short YouTube videos like this. Some I've made to highlight, things that are going on around me, and maybe that comes across the wrong way. So I would rather keep true to what I feel is important, and what I feel is important is that people realise who they are, have an identity, and that they stick to it no matter what the system says, because the system has an agenda. My only agenda is the Christ. That is my only agenda. And felines. Obviously, I'm a cosmic cat. That's cat hair, by the way, not dirt. Or possibly some skunk. So yes, sorry, I lost my thought. So I just can't understand why all this nastiness exists, why we have to have secret societies, why we have to have religious orders, why we have to have angels and demons, why we have to always have to be told that we've got to have conflict. Yeah? Now, what I've noticed recently is that these conflictors, they don't actually like conflict themselves. They just like to create conflict for us. Now, please stop and think what I've just said, because in there is the answer to all your problems, everybody's problems. And that's how it is. So that's why people like me end up doing crazy things like making short videos like this, in the hope that just one person might actually resonate with some part of what I'm trying to share, because I'm a mess at the moment and I'm not my normal self, so it's quite hard to put all of these things together in a coherent way of making sense without sounding like some spiritual numpty that lives in a cloud. I do live in a cloud. I think imagination is priceless, but I do question everything. But I don't like bullies, and so this is my response to those bullies. This is my light. This is my deliverance. And the Christ has returned. The Christ is within us, not without us. There is no external forces. The same with Lucifer, the same with any of these ancient teachings, these ancient texts, Ra, whatever you want to call it. It all means the same thing. Yeah? And as I would quite bluntly say, do or don't do, but don't be confused. Blessings, love, and light.